Welcome to the daily word for the season of Epiphany. Today's reading is from the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 10 to the end. For God is not unjust. He will not overlook your work and love that you showed for His sake in serving the saints, as you still do. And we want each one of you to show the same diligence, so as to realize the full assurance of hope to the very end, so that you may not become sluggish, but imitators of those who through faith and patience inherit the promises. When God made a promise to Abraham, because he had no one greater by whom to swear, he swore by himself, saying, I will surely bless you and multiply you. And thus Abraham, having patiently endured, obtained the promise. Human beings, of course, swear by someone greater than themselves, and an oath given as confirmation puts an end to all dispute. In the same way, when God decided to show even more clearly to the heirs of the promise the unchangeable character of His purpose, He guaranteed it by an oath, so that through two unchangeable things, in which it is impossible that God would prove false, we who have taken refuge might be strongly encouraged to seize the hope set before us. We have this hope, assurance, steadfast anchor of the soul, a hope that enters the inner shrine behind the curtain, where Jesus, a forerunner on our behalf, has entered, having become a high priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek. This is the word of the Lord.
Serving in love. The recipients of the letter to the Hebrews were a group of believers falling in distress in the early church. They were opposed by Judaism and the government, and the pressure in life and evangelization grew every day. Some believers were even at risk of abandoning the faith. Therefore, the author of the letter to the Hebrews reminded the faithful, in affirming their faith, that God had made Jesus Christ as the high priest forever, and pointed out that Jesus was above the priests in the Old Testament. At the beginning of today's reading, the author reminded the faithful, as they had known and believed in Christ, they should show the love from God through their daily lives, since Jesus Christ taught His disciples that God is the source of love. Therefore, after receiving the grace of God's salvation, we should also give for God in our life to work diligently and to show the same diligence as that in serving the saints. In the spiritual matters, verse 10 is even essential to become blessed. The author encouraged the believers that they should work diligently, as long as it is still daytime, in order to realize the full assurance of hope to the very end. That is to calmly accept the second coming of the Savior. At verse 12, the author started the question of promise. He proposed that the faithful should imitate those before them, to look unto grace, and to have faith in God added with patience. Then we could become inheritors of promises. And therefore, at verse 13, the author used the promise by God to Abraham as an example, to remind the faithful that God's words are the assurance of our hope. And Abraham had patience added to his faith, which was an enduring patience. So he ultimately obtained the promise. We can see from here that faith and patience are the secrets for the believers to obtain God's promises. After we have begun our faith journey, we should believe that Christ is our refuge, that it is only through Christ that we may avoid sin, withstand the oppression of the world, and all sorts of temptations by Satan. Hence, at the end of the reading, the author reminded us, Christians, that we should know that our hope is not some vain imagination or self-consolation. This is because when we are in the midst of troubles and adversities, we will find out that the hope of our faith is like the anchor of the soul. This anchor is solid and firm, allowing our souls to be peaceful even when it is precarious out there. This hope is based on the relationship between God and us, and originates from His promise to us. Through the eternal High Priest, Jesus Christ, we are able to break through the barrier between God and mankind, and stand before the throne of God. This grace that came through Jesus Christ makes us more hopeful while we live on earth, since we know that the path that we are walking through has been walked through by our Lord Jesus Christ. He knows best how this path is like, and is our help in our time of need, as long as we rely on Him. Brothers and sisters, I hope that our lives can become more energetic and hopeful because of the sacrifice made by our eternal High Priest, Jesus Christ, and we can live and work to witness God's grace. Amen. Let us have a time of reflection. Do you think that you have diligently worked for God in your life and work? Do you feel yourself witnessing God's grace in your service and your daily life? Do you see God's salvation as the anchor of your soul, so that you can have peace in time of trouble? Let us pray. Almighty and merciful God, it is only by your gift that your faithful people offer you true and laudable service. Grant that we may run without stumbling to obtain your heavenly promises. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen.